This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold up.
I want this to be right here.
Yes.
He's got the fives in each hand just.
I like that.
15,
30, 35, 48.
Everything's okay until you compare it.
Yo, five friends dropping gems, sports culture, entertainment from a broader lens. This where it all begins, and we'll be talking that on or off the track. The whole crew ready, it's time to drop the jack.
Welcome back to Drop the Jack. It's Darrell Ellis. I got my guys with me. Paul Swan, Jordan Page, Slick Michael Hicks, and I got my guy Mamba. Hey, this ain't hold on. Ain't no hold down.
Hey, that was
Hey, you inspired me today with the Beyonce, man. You know what I'm saying? So I had to hit a little song real quick.
the Queen
you know
Bee,
what I mean?
brother.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no hold down.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, man, like, what type of music y'all be listening to? Like, you know, I'm a different kind of guy. I got my genre of music changes up so much, right? Like, if I'm cooking out, I got some country on, Morgan Wallen, you know, I got the me smoking, you know, before I throw the burgers on, whatever the case may be in the car. You know, I'm different. I'm more R&B. You know, I like the chill vibe, the summer vibes. You know what I mean? What kind of music y'all listen to? Where? Why? How you doing it? Music. Let's go.
I'm all over the board with what I listen to. I listen a little bit of everything. I've really been on Shaka Khan lately. Some old school
You threw me
beats.
for a loop on that.
I pop her on the music in the weight room, in the car, on the golf course. Just you know those upbeat kind of old school vibes.
Yeah.
Where did the Shaka Khan come from? That's
I love the beat she has and just the way the music goes, and it just gets me fired up, gets me excited. And
Who like gave you that? Like,
where'd
you get it from?
On
Did you just hear it
Spotify.
on
I
Spotify?
just hear it on Spotify. Like I'll play just like random playlists, and then she comes up, I'm like,
Who is that?
"Man, okay, Shaka Khan's got it. Yeah, she's got them beats, boy.
It's a playlist, album?
I mean, yeah, there's
or
tons, just
mix
a
up?
random playlist, mixes on Spotify. So I've been on her lately.
I'm going to put that on the way home.
Come on, brother, you're gonna jump out of that car. You're so excited.
Well, what are you listening to, Hicks? Like, what?
You know, I'm a hip hop guy. I remember I don't remember a whole lot, but at a young age, I remember MTV used to do was like top 30 or something music videos.
TRL, brother.
Remember that?
Yep.
And that's just what I listen to. That's what I've always
So what?
listened
It's
to.
like what artists?
Who you
What,
like?
yeah.
It
who you
depends.
You
Like,
like Drizzy.
I'm a big Drake fan. Meek Mill.
Shout out to
Okay.
Drake.
I'm a big Meek guy. But like when I work out, I'm like an EDM guy. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like weird. Like I'm all EDM when I work out. So
Yeah, like is it the beat EDM stuff or is it the stuff with lyrics? Because I can't
it's
listen
both.
to.
it's both.
Oh, okay.
I've been with Hicks. I worked out with
Yeah.
Hicks, and he throw the EDM on. It's definitely a whole different.
Yeah, you put
good.
You gonna go?
You put the EDM festival on, it's over.
You're gonna max
It's
out every
over.
lift you do if that stuff comes on.
Yeah.
I like that.
What about you? Come on,
I'm
come on,
gonna do.
Juice.
I like R&B, man. I like Afro beats. I like Afro fusion. Reggae. I like that. So I like stuff that make me dance. So '90s R&B is like my go-to. I think that's like the dance music of the decade. It's like that '90s R&B.
That's what you work out to?
Yeah, I work out.
He's
to
a smooth workout
I
guy.
work out to Tim's. I work out to SZA. I work out. To
He's got the
Burna
fives
Boy.
in each hand. Just
Yeah, like I just
I like
to be
Burna Boy.
calm. Yeah, Burna Boy. He's real good with his music.
I see you styling. Any Mary J?
You know,
man?
Mary J. I like Mary J. vibe. She got a lot of once again '90s R&B. She was all through that era, and like that music is just a vibe. And I feel like it's like soulful music.
You know what's funny? I was coming here today and I was listening to some old Fantasia. So as fellas sitting here conversating, right? Fellas, let's admit it now.
It's a safe place.
Are there some women's songs that you vibe with too?
Yeah.
You know, work out.
For sure.
Okay, all right. I'm about to say.
Absolutely.
I feel like guys, be like hesitant on like listening to women music sometimes.
Nah, and I'll
because
play
they
it out
might feel
loud
a
in the
certain
weight
way.
room.
I'm
I'm
about
not
to
sure.
say,
What's one that you people probably wouldn't know that you like? That you sing in the shower, or whatever. That's a female artist that really just hits your soul, man.
I got one.
What do you got, Juice?
I'm gonna go to my phone while Juice go.
Faith Evans, You Used to Love Me. I sing that
Oh,
song.
okay.
I sing that song wholeheartedly every time. Faith Evans, she did that on that song.
Okay.
I
You
bet
get-
you
yeah,
picture.
hit the chorus?
Look, I got.
She
I
said,
got one.
I remember
Ooh.
the way
You used to love me.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
She, man, the ad lib she doing that song, man, everything. It's just that's a perfect song beginning to end.
Love
She
that.
did that.
What do you got?
I mean,
You said you had. I felt like you had it.
I
You-
do.
you
I
got
had
something.
Fantasia. When
Okay.
I see you, that's kind of, that's just for me.
That's a
you know?
classic.
Yeah, but like some sexy red,
Yeah.
Say what's up.
Hey, who sings that song? It goes
feel
like,
me?
it goes like, I tried to say goodbye and I
Oh,
choked.
that's
Tried to walk
Oh,
away
yeah.
and I
That was
said-
nine. That was
Macy
90s
Gray.
right there.
Macy
I
Gray.
love Macy
Macy
Gray,
Gray.
bro. Macy
Yeah, her
Gray.
voice.
That song, just like, I love that song so much. My cousin put me on that like
That's a
when I
good
was a kid. I love that song.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it all like kind of changed for me though, like younger to older
Yeah.
too, right? Like times meaning like high school. I was Meek Mill, dreams and nightmares. I'm getting pumped up. JV's playing, I'm walking through the, through the gym, getting ready to go to the locker room. Like it kind of changed, but like Juice was talking about, as I got older, it's more like the chill vibes. Unless I'm working out and I'm going EDM, it's just so many different times I feel like where you might implement the different music. So for me, it's changed from like.
You know why I
as
think
I've
that
gotten
is
older.
kind of? Because when you're a kid, you want to do what's cool, what all the other kids
Oh, yeah.
do. Like whatever
Yeah.
you think people will think, because it's your influence and you're trying to find your way. So if I look up to Hicks, I'm gonna listen to the same stuff that Hicks listened to, so he thinks that I'm that I'm down or whatever.
Yeah.
So like until you get older and kind of find yourself, you're just kind of following other people and whatever is kind of hip.
You're gonna
and
have the
whatever's
cool
in.
music blasting on your radio, windows down,
Right.
pulling up to
when
them.
you
you're
pull
like,
up to be, but you might have just had
Yeah.
some real like.
You hear what I'm
real
listening
junkie
to?
stuff out of it.
Absolutely.
And man, I remember, like y'all remember any stories like we talked about TV. Like I remember rushing home to catch 106 in Park to see like the top
yeah.
10.
Oh, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have been watching half of the music videos on there.
Yeah. Days, man.
And Free, she did it for me back then. I was young, But like I remember rushing home, bro. Like you remember like take out them school clothes. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, cool. And like plop down, and I literally spent like an hour or so,
Zoned in.
watching 106 in Park, the videos and Bow Wow, Free, all of them, bro.
I miss
That was
music.
kind of like social media before social media.
that's
It's
a
a
fact.
little platform.
Absolutely.
I miss
fact.
music videos.
I can recall
It was
that
different
for
then.
sure.
You were talking about EDM stuff. I really don't, and that's what I was saying. Like, if it's just beats, like I can't just stay thumping to it. Like, I need the lyrics in there.
You
So
don't
when
rock with it.
I need the mashup. So like, I love Two Friends and the Big
Yes.
Booty Mix. Yo, Big Booty
Yes.
Mixes. If those boys are listening, appreciate y'all.
Yes, hey, you guys are
Like,
the best.
They just run like your favorite song and
2F
your
Big
favorite
Booty,
song,
baby.
and it's rock and it's country and it's hip hop, and I'm like, that's what I want a concert to be, and it's the best parts of all the songs. Like,
That plays in the weight room. The big booty.
You got
man.
it.
for
2F
It
Big
does.
Booty, Volume 23.
The pit box. We
Yeah.
didn't definitely bump the Big Booty Mix.
I love Big Booty Mix.
Man, so I went to junior college. I was playing basketball, and me and my roommate, he was from Baltimore too. His name's Stanton Kid. Shout out to him. One of my best friends. We had this is the era of DVDs. We had a
DV what? What are the
DVDs?
Oh, okay.
You feel me? We had DVDs. We had a little DVD player from Walmart. Two big roommates with the 6'7" guy, bro. We played our movies was all the Fridays, and they rotated. We had some like cool DVD player where it would play 3 times. It would like rotate and play the next movie.
Oh, yeah.
I have
And
one, though.
Fridays was like one of my favorite spinoffs. Like I love all the Fridays. Mike Epps is my guy. Chris Tucker, just pure classics.
No,
So
wait.
we're speaking on that. If y'all had to direct a movie, who are you? What kind of movie? What are you doing in it? Action, funny? Like how that's going down for y'all?
I'm just picturing the Friday movies right now. Chris
Bro,
Tucker and them, and it
I'm
is
telling
so
you,
funny.
Mike Epps, bro, is just a pure class. Mine would be something like a Friday.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm
Okay.
leaning to. I'd be Mike Epps,
Yeah.
We get away from my car, them 10s, but I keep them clean though. You feel what I'm saying? So mine would be just everlasting.
I'm thinking of
my
all about the
baby. That's my
Benjamins.
baby.
You just made me think of all
that
about
too,
the
yes.
Benjamins.
that too, man.
I wish I could quote. I can't hit that quote because I'm gonna hit the numbers wrong. But
So
it's so funny when he
15,
30.
35, 48.
45, 47.
Yo,
So yeah, Mike Epps, bro, he funny, man. I love that.
I
dude,
like
man.
that.
I just saw him in Charlotte.
Did you?
At the Comedy Zone.
How was that?
Maybe like 3 weeks ago. Man, he's hilarious.
Still solid.
He's hilarious, man.
Love
In
that.
person, he just like, that's a guy that I know, like, if he was just my friend, I would think he was funny. He don't even have to be a comedian. Like, he just one of them dudes.
So,
Like, he naturally
what your
that.
movie look like?
Yeah.
What you
Going comedy?
My movie, a
His is
comedy
serious.
would
he's gonna
would
be
be
like,
great.
I want this movie right here.
He is.
My movie
he
would be
is
more,
very
but like
serious.
it would be like more of like an inspirational story, like you know what they do about like athletes, like you know
like a
Jim Brown,
documentary?
like,
Yes.
like,
30
yeah.
for 30.
Who's
Yeah,
playing
something
you?
like that. Something like, you know, that just would show like me through childhood, high school, you know, of being an adult. I feel like I would like to show my whole upbringing so you can get like a more well-rounded picture.
I like
of
that.
that.
Okay.
I
Who's
like that.
playing you?
Yeah, who's playing you?
I mean, it's a lot of light-skinned guys out there that's tall. My first pick would probably be Chris Brown because we got similar, you know,
He ain't
features.
tall.
He's 6'2".
He's tall.
Oh, okay.
He's not juice tall, but
Yeah,
he's
he
tall.
ain't 6'5", but he's 6'2".
You got a
so-
soundtrack? Who's doing the soundtrack
The
for you?
soundtrack, I mean, I'm having all R&B artists on the soundtrack with a little Lil Wayne on there or something. Meek Mill too.
Oh,
I
yeah,
like
there we go.
Kendrick. I like J. Cole, Drake. I mean, my soundtrack gonna have everybody on it. It's gonna be well rounded.
You got a producer that you like?
Producer Mustard. I love Mustard. I love Alchemist. I love. I mean, Dr. Dre. He's he legit all day.
You can't beat Dre.
What about Hicks?
I'm
What
going
about
Top
you?
Gun, man.
Your movie's gonna be like Top Gun?
Yes.
That's
Intense.
dope.
Just-
That's
Who's all right? Who's playing you?
You Tom Cruise?
Yeah, you picking Tom Cruise?
Cruise.
I don't
wants
know
to
if I'm
be.
Tom
What's-
Cruise, man. I
you
don't
risky
know.
like him though.
Yeah, I mean.
You dangerous,
Take
Maverick.
some
Oh,
risks.
Mission Impossible. I can see you doing that. Doing
Oh,
Mission
I can do that
Impossible
too. Some John Wick.
Yeah, some John
I can,
Wick.
I can,
So,
I can do
so
that.
Keanu Reeves then,
Yeah,
yeah,
Keanu
Keanu
Reeves.
Reeves.
Yes, that's who
I
it is
like
right
that.
there.
Okay, all right.
That's a
Yes.
match for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Top
So,
Gun,
and you just want the Top Gun soundtrack too? Is that you?
I mean, you can't beat that
Nah,
soundtrack.
you can't.
Man. That's pretty good.
Bro, I
soundtrack.
can watch that Top Gun over.
Which
Yeah.
one? The new one or the old one?
I mean, they're both good.
They're
Bro,
both good,
they're
but the
all
Maverick
good.
one
Like
I
a
really
remix.
get
The
into.
Yeah.
Maverick one's tough.
Coming out
yeah.
with another one too.
Like it's
It's
just so
insane.
many like up, down, sad, overcoming. Like it's
Yeah.
a lot of
You just made my
levels
day.
to
They're
it.
coming out with a third.
They are.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I bet.
Yeah, I didn't
I
know
bet Paul. I bet Paul's movie. is gonna be a sports movie.
No.
No, yeah, it's straight.
I was
It's
thinking
straight
it's
comedy.
The Hangover.
I was thinking
It's
like
comedy.
Blue
Yeah, it's like
Blue
a.
Mountain State.
Yeah, hey, absolutely.
Or
But
like the Wedding Crashers movie. That
yes,
was kind of like a comedy.
yeah, that's gonna be
Bro,
me.
yeah.
But playing me is gonna be Ben Stiller. That's my
Ben
guy.
Stiller,
You ever
yeah,
see
Ben
Yeah.
Stiller playing you?
White Goodman, Tony Perkis?
see
I
that.
mean, that is my
I
energy.
got him. Project X.
Yes, yes,
I love that
Great.
movie.
I love that.
Flamethrower.
Yeah.
Oh, flamethrower. I can just see his people's leave him the house to himself.
I
He
love
like
that.
it's going down. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
my-
He call
my-
up everybody.
My parents knew not to give me the house to myself back in high school because they knew what was going to happen. That place would be
Soundtrack?
burned down.
That movie?
Soundtrack?
Yeah.
That Project X soundtrack is nice.
It was
So
nice.
I'd go with that.
It's on my phone.
That's
right
got
now.
the 2F Big Booty vibes to it.
Yeah, that was it. It's got that Kid Cudi song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That version of it
Yes.
is super good. I
Yes.
like that. Okay,
Kid
that's fair.
Cudi.
What do you got, Mama?
Oh man,
It's gonna be like a racing movie.
No, I do love Coach Carter.
Ooh,
So, like,
inspirational.
That was
I
good.
do like that inspirational like deal. I miss Chadwick Boseman, so I would bring him back and have him
Black
do
Panther.
it. But honestly, I might even do it like Spider-Man Into the Spideyverse a little bit, so maybe a little animation instead of like
Okay.
real life, just to mix it up a little
Into
bit.
the Spider-Verse is perfect for you.
Yeah, I have that costume for Halloween.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm thinking
Yeah,
of it right
yeah,
now.
it was great. So I think something like that.
You might
'Cause-
have to put that in production, man.
Bro, like a little bit of both of those things because in both movies, like it's a lot of overcoming, like Darrell was saying. Like I like those storytelling. I like coming to being an adult stories, like growing up and that stuff. And my story's like that. I feel like so. I think that'd be cool.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about Coach Carter.
Bro, that's all time.
He
top
'cause
three
he's got
favorite
some
movie.
like serious moments in that thing
Yeah,
too.
I would want somehow Morgan Freeman and Samuel L. Jackson in it. So that honestly that's top 3 of my favorite movies all time is Coach Carter. Juice, what's like top 3?
Top 3 off the top, I would say Belly. I don't know if everybody knows about Belly. It's a
know
movie.
about
I
Belly.
think it might be DMX's
With
first
DMX?
movie. Yeah,
DMX,
that might be his
okay.
first movie. Juice obviously is up there, and I would have to say like either Shot Test or The Wood. You ever seen The Wood?
Yeah, that's
The
my
Wood.
You
Good-
seen it?
great
I hadn't
movie.
seen it.
I haven't
Oh
seen
my,
that one.
The
you
Wood.
like it?
Oh,
You
really?
like it?
It's a
I'm gonna have
good
to
one.
look that up.
What's in yours, Darrell?
I'm gonna go with the man. It could be all 3 of the Fridays.
Yeah, Fridays are tough.
That's dope.
Like, bro,
They're
I'm
so
like,
good.
I know all the lines.
They are
Like, I
good.
joke with my wife about it. I mean, everything, bro. Mike Epps, Chris Tucker, they just do it. Yeah. Probably all the Fridays.
Swanee?
I'm big in comedies, man. Starsky and Hutch with Owen
Oh,
Wilson
that
and Ben
was a good
Stiller.
one.
I love
Gosh,
that
I got one more.
that's so
Go,
good.
go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, you're
My
good. What do you
bad.
got?
Paid in full.
Paid in full.
Okay.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Man. That was one that I wanted to mention, but
That's
that's,
a good
also
one.
a great
That
movie.
and the reason I like Paid in Full, it kind of related a lot to my life, to be honest. Like, you know, my dad was like out in the streets, you know, and stuff, and one of the kids in it had got kidnapped, and whatever the case may be, and like held for like ransom money. So like that fast track lifestyle of my dad being out in the streets, me always like being careful, not knowing what he's into, who's looking for him. I can relate to that a lot. My dad was a hustler, grinder. He definitely instilled all of that hustle in me for sure.
Love
So
that.
Paid in Full, I relate
Yeah.
to.
Oh, what do you
Yeah,
got?
so Starsky and Hutch for me for sure. Great
Just
comedy.
the look in his eye,
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
I
man,
didn't
I'm
see
thinking
that.
about it
Looking-
right
he's
now.
like looking into your soul when he said
Anytime
that
that
to you.
movie's on, I'm watching it. Same with like The Patriot. If I see that movie's on TV, I'm always watching it. Classic. And then Along Came Polly. I quote that movie with my buddies so much. That's like my most quotable movie I watch, and so I got to put that in there.
Oh, man.
What do you got, Hicks?
I'm gonna have to say Bad Boys.
Which,
Oh, because you are a bad
all
boy.
three.
Oh, 3.
Wait, is there 3 or 4?
It's 3,
Three.
right?
Oh, 3.
There
yo.
might
Is it 4?
be
Four.
Okay, 4. Yeah.
You don't even know how
four.
many there are.
I mean, I've watched them
likes
like
He just likes
Yeah.
him so much.
I've watched them like 150 times.
That's
you
fair.
can't beat them movies.
These are all
They're all,
bangers.
they're all
Bangers.
so
Low-key.
good.
Guys, we got great taste.
All bangers, man.
All
great
of them.
taste.
Yeah, so I think I have Coach Carter in there. I know this isn't a movie, but I watch this every year before the season starts. I watch The Last Dance, like the whole thing before the season starts. It
I
just,
love
I
that.
feel like it just gets me into this mode of like the season, like grinding it out and like listening to MJ talk and how he like wants to command this group of people and
Yeah.
his life. I'm like, it gets me going.
Yeah, that
And
was
then,
so good.
as the last one, man, I forget about Project X. I really do like that.
is
But I gotta
so
go with like
hard.
a Fast and Furious movie. I
watch
think.
Oh,
Because I got to.
That's-
yes!
that's up
I
there with
forgot
me.
about that.
Because I mean, and I know there's
The
like
first one.
I know there's 10.
Best one.
Classic.
My favorites were the first one and the second one are probably 2 of my favorites before they start being superheroes, basically.
Yeah.
but like when they're all a group of friends, when it's like the 5th one, I think somewhere around there, or maybe not Fast 5, 6 or 7, when they're all a group of friends and coming back before we lose Paul Walker, like those ones, I really
That was
like.
6,
I really
I
like
think,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I really
So
like
good.
that.
And the first one was like so like realistic. It's
Yes.
like back in the day, that's what we used to do.
Yeah,
Like
just
everybody used to go and
Racing,
then street
straight
race.
line,
and
yeah, street racing, straight line.
It was like, man, this is real life.
Yeah.
This
We're
is
Talking
awesome.
about getting body kits on their Civics and like
With the glow lights.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, man, that was,
It was
cool.
so
The
awesome.
first
I
one,
love
that was
that
deep.
Those were great times.
yeah, now they're superheroes.
Yeah, now they're superheroes. Every time Vin Diesel kicks someone, he kicks them through the door. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, as y'all know, every show we always like to have our gloves off segment, right? And this one, man, I kind of want to start off with like a question to you guys. You know, if you guys could write a letter to your younger self, what would it look like? You know, it don't matter. Just what would you say to your younger self? Young Paulie, young Juice, young Michael Hicks, young Mamba.
Yeah.
What you saying?
That's a hard question.
That is. I was a good athlete growing up and everything, played college football, but I didn't really like know how to like take care of myself how I should have back then. So I'd probably write myself a letter and how to really take care of myself, to really just kind of be better.
Like
Because
your body,
my
mental,
body,
but-
mental, everything. All the stuff I know now, I wish I could send back to my high school self. But then I think about it, it's like you're not supposed to know stuff back then that you do now. You're not supposed to
yeah.
have that knowledge, have that experience, have all that. So it's kind of tough, but man, I wish I could write myself a letter and be like, hey, do this,
Yeah.
eat this way, work out this way, go about life this way, because you have such a head start on everything. But then I think about it, it's like nobody has that foresight
Yeah.
Right.
or knowledge.
Without the experience.
Yes, or has that ability without the experience.
What do you
So
think the
it's-
outcome, like, let's say you did it, how do you think that would affect your outcome?
Man, I hope I'd be in the NFL right
Yeah.
now. Having a long, great career, but again, like everything happens for a reason. I love where I'm at in life, and it's all part of a plan. But you know, it's fun to think about, you know,
Yeah.
what it could have been maybe. But you know, I love life. I love where I'm at. But it'd be cool to kind of send that back to my younger self.
Yeah. Juice?
I thought you was gonna go to somebody else before me.
I mean,
Hey, come on, you look like you're thinking
Still
right
thinking
now.
about
He's
my
thinking.
question.
That's why I went to you. I
mean,
can see it.
I can go if you need
I'm
more
thinking
time.
about my answer, but I'll
All work out.
say right.
You feel me?
But I would probably tell my younger self just to love yourself more, and to like you said, tell them if I knew things about eating well and you know how to prepare myself mentally for what I'm gonna go through, like the ups and the downs, and don't get down on yourself, and continue to have confidence in yourself and love your people while they're here. You know, I would just tell them things that I would wish that I knew when I was younger, to be able to handle my ups and downs that came through my life, like the losses I took, the people I lost, you know, like the failures I had. I would just tell them, I'd be like, be confident, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna overcome this, you know, and you know, eat better, you know, take better care of your family.
Yeah.
You know,
Always
stuff
got to
like
slide
that.
in that
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah,
Eat
you
well.
gotta-
Eat well. We
This
eat
man
well.
eats well. We all know
Yeah,
that.
How
well.
well do you actually eat? Bro?
Yeah, I mean,
like break it down.
is
to
it
me.
well?
Like, you know what I mean?
He said, is it well?
Well,
How well do you actually?
It's well,
Give us your daily,
I try to,
daily routine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing in the morning, I'm taking sea moss. If you don't know about sea moss, look into it. It's like, it has a 92 minerals that your body need out of 102. So that's like the best vitamin.
is
you
this
can,
a pill?
Yeah, you can take it in
Okay.
the capsule form. You can take it in the gel form. You take it in the gummy form. They got different forms of it, but yeah, I take the capsules. And then I'm eating watermelon before I eat any other meal. I mean, watermelon. I might have.
And that does like get you like hydrates you like what's
Yeah,
your, what's your
hydrate.
reason?
Yeah, the
Big
hydrate.
hydrating food.
Big hydrating gives you
Yeah.
fiber. It basically good for your stomach because your gut is the most important area of your body besides obviously your brain and your heart. But your gut is very important, so you want to put stuff in it that's going to treat your gut well to get you started and not have your body working hard throughout the day. Because I'm going to work out and I'm going to take my protein,
What kind of protein we taking?
vegan protein, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's
gotta
gotta
be
be.
stuff.
Gotta be.
Because we
Yeah.
eat well.
Yeah,
He eats well.
We want to eat well. You know, we don't need all the extra stuff that's, you know, that's created. We want to eat more natural.
Flavorless or, you know?
No, it's like vanilla flavor.
Okay, all right.
It's
Yeah.
tasty.
You gotta have a
And
little
it's
flavor.
rated best flavor protein out there.
Okay.
Rated number 1.
I feel like we need to get this man a shirt with his face on it and put well.
Oh my God. I was
Well,
like that at
so,
racetrack.
I mean, that's pretty much. And then I do eat, you know, seafood. So, you know, at some point I'll have a plant-based diet mixed with like seafood. So that's pretty much.
I like it.
I like
it.
Well, continue to eat well, man. You
Yeah.
look
Be
good,
well,
brother.
brother.
Appreciate
You look
that.
good,
Be well.
man.
Yeah, you're looking good.
What's that letter look like, Hicks?
Whew, man, I'm gonna have to say care about money a little bit more.
Ooh,
Because
interesting.
I'll tell you a funny story why I say that.
Yeah, it must-
Obviously, whenever I got into racing, I mean, I wasn't making any money before that.
Right.
and I was making decent money. So, I mean, I was doing a lot of dumb stuff and spending a lot of dumb money.
You're
And,
throwing it around.
and the funny story about that is me and my buddy were sitting on the couch. We were just, I think we were playing Xbox or something. And he's like, what you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know, what you want to do? He's like, well, I was like, I'll tell you what, let's just go, we'll buy a jet ski and go on the lake. He's like, do what? He's like, you're gonna go buy a jet ski? I was like, yeah, let's go. So we went and bought a jet ski and we took that thing straight to the lake and rode it all day.
You still got the jet ski?
No, I sold it like 2 months later. I was like, all right, I'm done with it and sold it.
Yeah, we got what we needed out of that.
Yeah.
On to the next
I just
thing.
need something for this day. I didn't
Right.
I
right.
need to
I need it
satisfy
right
his
now. That's
vice.
it.
Yeah, so I would probably, I'd just be a little more, I'd be better with money.
Okay, so if you were better with money, in what way would you be? Like, you know what I mean? Like, would you not be so impulsive? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I would just save
Invest
just a
maybe
little
a
bit
little
more.
more.
Yeah, I would
But
just-
like, I feel like it's like, do you regret it? Because it was almost like you lived in the moment.
oh my
you know what I
gosh,
mean?
no, I don't regret
Right,
one
right,
bit of it.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a blast.
But if you give yourself a heads up,
Yeah.
you'd be like,
You don't know any better.
No,
You're
not
not,
being
and you're
such
not
a good
supposed
idea.
to.
let me go get
Yeah.
a used jet ski.
Right. That could
Maybe-
have been a better option, a used one,
Yeah.
and not instead of a brand new
Or
one.
you know,
Exactly.
renting it because you
Renting
give
it.
it back.
Maybe we just rent a
That's
jet
right.
ski.
That
Yeah.
would have been the smarter
there we
choice.
Put in a
go.
letter. Make sure you rent that jet
The
ski.
fact that your boy wasn't like, why don't we just go rent two for like
Right.
$100 instead?
No,
you went,
we're
"Wow,
go buy a
Yeah,
couple.
he just looked at me. He's like, "You serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go."
All right.
He just
like-
told on this. How long you been making good money?
Buy a JC.
I've been in this game a minute.
For sure, for sure.
OG.
Man,
OG Hicks.
I think my letter, man, I would write to myself to like never compare like myself. Like don't compare, you know, because I feel like I like this statement of saying everything's okay until you compare it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would just tell myself not to compare myself to nobody, no one. You know, this is my race, this is my life, and comparison is just the killer of all joy. And most of the time, especially now in today's, you know, times, we instantly compare. You know,
The jealousy.
you feel what I'm saying? Like what are we posting on?
When you compare,
that,
that's when
that
jealousy
person
Dropping
there.
the jack on that.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's
Keeping
love,
up with the
bro.
Yeah, I like
Joneses.
that one.
You know, just not to compare, because I spent like a lot of my early years comparing myself to that basketball guy, that, you know, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? It instantly took my joy away from whatever I was doing.
Felt like you weren't living up to how you felt like you
yeah,
should then.
yeah, you know what I mean. But
to that
but
person's
remember,
standards.
Yes.
yeah, and just remember though, like, everything is okay until you compare it. The minute you compare it, the joy goes away from it. You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? Everything was okay until I compared myself to anything and anybody. Like whether that was what I was eating, whether that was what I was wearing, everything, man. And you just felt down in the dumps. So I would just tell myself to never compare yourself.
No
there-
need to stress. Lose your hair.
Hit a home.
Is there a time specifically that you can remember and you look back on it now and you're just like, that was a moment I compared myself and I really shouldn't have, because it like did, you know what I mean? It made me think in a way that really wasn't conductive. Conducive. Thank you. You knew where I was headed.
I mean, honestly, probably when like Instagram and social media hit, to be honest, because, you know, I was just being a kid for most of, you know, my childhood. You know, I was on the playgrounds, I was on the basketball courts, I was just running through the neighborhoods and stuff like that. But as soon as social media hit, you know, that guy had those Jordans, you know, this person drove this car at 17 years old. This person looked like he got a whole lot of money. And that's when I really started seeing it. So more when social media came about, like, I was like, dang, I ain't got that yet, and he the same age as me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So more so when that social media stuff came out.
I feel that.
What's your letter look
What do you
like,
got,
my
Mamba?
boy?
Man, I think mine is a couple of things. One, based off of like this too shall pass. Whether it's good, don't worry, this will pass.
That's a good
If
one.
it's stuff is bad, don't worry, bro. Like this too shall pass. And then like letting myself know that people are seasonal, and that's okay. Like they come in waves, right? Like I was hanging out with you two boys like quite a bit when I first started the pit crew stuff. So we were communicating a little bit, and then we went in different directions.
You left us.
Right? Yeah, I left you.
You
I left for
left us.
greener pastures, but
Yeah.
don't worry, I came back.
No doubt.
I came back.
No doubt.
But like, that's seasonal, right? And it come back. And like, I think for me, growing up in a small town in Vermont, in Randolph, Vermont, like I thought that my core boys, I thought we were gonna be like locked in forever, and that's just not how that went down. And it took me a little while to be okay with that, and now I'm really okay with that. And when I see people, like Juice was saying, appreciate them while they're there, but then when they're gone, that's okay.
You thought there was gonna be like the movie Tag, like y'all was gonna be
Literally,
playing tag
literally,
for-
yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's a really hard thing, especially as men, because I feel like with women that it's a little easier. They do it a little differently, and I think that they're able to stay connected a little bit easier. Because for us, we're trying to always take care of the household or take care of the career and get to this point and do all these things, and it's very hard for us, I think, sometimes to stay locked in. That's why this podcast is so cool, because a lot based off of brotherhood and looking out for each other. So I think letting myself know that then, and just trust the process, baby. It's gonna work
Love
out.
that.
It's gonna
That's
be
deep
fine.
stuff, bro.
It's
And
gonna be
like
fine.
I can relate because I had like once I made it out of, you know, where I was from, you know, Baltimore, finding my scapegoat, playing basketball. I had like a little bit of survivor's remorse. Like I wanted everybody to go with me. So when you talk about like seasonal, I thought, you know, my sandbox homeboys was gonna be with me forever, and we still keep in touch, but to a certain
It's not
extent.
the same.
You know what I'm saying? As adults is a little different, but just feeling that like heavy load of like whoever's with me in this season, they're gonna be with me at this, you know. But this too shall pass. Like in the moment when you in it, you feel like it's never gonna end.
Stuck.
But we've had so many different experiences of where when we end it, it's like, dang, is this going? But when we get through it, that experience of understanding like this too shall pass. I almost want to return the favor of dropping the jack on that one, my boy, because it's just that hits home for me. I can definitely relate. You know what I mean?
And the thing about it with life is like you want to still have those relationships, but when you have kids and stuff like that, it's hard, right? Like and everything gets harder. Like I would love to. Some of my high school buddies like kept that like tag movie relationship. Like
30 years of just playing tag and popping up and tagging your boy.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
but
like,
you know, it's life's hard, right? Like you have kids and you got a job and you got priorities. It's just hard.
And it's not like you're getting rid of those relationships. Like, I know for me, like when I go back home to Wisconsin, I pick up right where I left off with my homeboys. Like some of my really good friends, who I grew up with, I'm still group texting them all day, every day. And when I get back home, we pick up right where we left off. We're not always together. We're not, calling each other, talking every day. We're keeping in contact. But when we see each other, you pick up right where you left off, and that's how you really know, like, hey, that's a true friend. Like, that's a true guy. I can always count on him. If I ever need him, if he ever needs me, we're always going to have each other's backs. We may not see each other a lot. We may not spend a lot of time together. But when you pick up where you left off, you really know, man, that's a true friendship, true relationship.
It's true love, man. And with that, man, true love's never lost. I feel like we can end it with that. You know what I mean? You pick back up right where you left off with true friends, true loved ones. It's never personal. We all just get better
personal.
with time. You know what I mean?
Love
that part, Juice.
Never personal.
Speak up. What'd you say?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah, I've learned that nothing is ever personal. I think it's more so what that person is dealing with, more so than about you. So I think if you understand that when you're doing business or when you have relationships or even have friendship, if y'all disconnect, it don't have to be because you weren't a good friend. It could be because they're going through something.
They're going through.
And so you have to assess that. And because I like this verse that you also says, it's like correlated to that when it says, forgive them because they don't know what they do. So somebody could be doing something and they don't know how it's affecting you, and you could be doing the same thing to somebody else. You don't know how it's affecting them, but it's not personal towards you. It's personal towards the person that's doing the action or doing whatever the motion is. So I just try to remember that. Like, that's also something I would tell my younger son. It's never personal, and tell him to read more too.
No doubt, man. Talked about music. Talked about everything, man. Got a little bit deep, and I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for even being a part of this. I knew this would be special, when I put all of these different perspectives together, man. And guys, keep tuning in to Drop the Jack. As you see, we get deep, and the conversations are real and authentic. And keep tuning in to Drop the Jack. Check us out on YouTube, NASCAR.com, and anywhere that you get your podcast from. Cheers to that, my boys.
Cheers.
Another great one.
Boys.